Hey guys, it's Holly. I am filming on my tablet today, so I'm hoping it has maybe a little bit better quality or can give something a little extra to my video. So this is just the start of me kind of experimenting with the tablet. As many of you know, I am technologically challenged, so we'll see how it goes. But I'm very vintage and old school when it comes to electronics. So anyhow, I wanted to talk today about dairy detox and why I'm doing it and kind of a little bit of my experience with doing a dairy detox. So essentially, about 4.5 years ago, I gained quite a bit of weight, similarly to what has happened to me here recently in the last 6 to 7 months. So here recently, I have gained about a pound a month, really, for the last, I'd say about 7 to 8 months now. So it's gotten to a point where I am ready to really just like lose the few extra pounds essentially, and I've tried everything. So about 4.5 years ago, the same exact thing happened to me. I kept gaining weight, couldn't figure out why. So eventually I actually ended up going to the doctor. I went to a doctor because I was like, hey, I'm gaining weight, I don't know why. I'm eating super healthy, I'm working out every day. And so the doctor was like, well, you really look fine to me. I don't think anything's wrong with you. And so after doing the exam, he was like, you might be lactose intolerant. I don't know. Because I was also having some bloating issues, kind of similarly to now, here recently. And I was having issues with, honestly, just my digestion wasn't very good. A little bit of constipation, diarrhea here and there, just typical, like, my gut just did not feel good. So what I ended up doing is I immediately cut out the dairy because I was like, well, it's something I honestly didn't really think about, but why not just try? So sure enough, I lost 6 pounds in 2 days. Now I cut out every single morsel of dairy. I mean, I'm talking like milk, coffee creamer, cheese, and at the time I was consuming probably about 5 to 6 servings of dairy a day. I mean, I was consuming way too much. I don't know why. At the time, I was drinking a lot of milk, and like cow's milk. And I never drink cow's milk anymore, not really. But so I lost, within a couple of months, I probably lost about 10 pounds. And for me, that was a really big thing. So it's pretty obvious that the dairy was causing me issues. So I kept that weight off for quite some time, and then after 3 or 4 months, I started to slowly incorporate dairy back into my diet in small amounts. And I still consume it in pretty small amounts, but I evaluated my diet, and I thought to myself, I'm consuming 2 to 3 servings of cheese a day. I'm putting dairy creamer in my coffee a couple times a day, and sometimes I'm consuming things that have dairy products like mac and cheese on occasion, even though I eat the organic kind, and things of that nature. So I thought, why not try this again? And I did a few months ago cut out the dairy for a couple of days, and I didn't really see any results, but I wasn't as strict about it. So what I'm doing now is I'm cutting out the dairy, every single morsel. Like, I'm literally looking at the ingredients of all of my food, and if it has any kind of milk at all, any kind of butter, any kind of cream, I'm not having it, even if it's bread, even if it's anything at all. So this is hard for some people, and at first it was very hard for me, but I know it was really potent because whenever I went back to eating dairy, there was a time I had gotten off the dairy for a few weeks at this point several years ago, and I got really sick and I could not eat regular food, and so I went and I got a shake from Sonic. I know it sounds horrible, but I got this vanilla shake, a large one, because it was all I could consume at the time. And so as soon as I drank this thing, my stomach just like erupted. I was in such misery for 2 or 3 hours, and I knew it was because I have somehow become partially lactose intolerant to an extent. So this is what I've decided to do, to give it another shot and see what happens. And so I'm really sincerely hoping that I see some kind of results. So we'll see what happens, and if it works, obviously I will definitely let you know. It's pretty sunny out here, so I'm hoping you can see me okay. But I've got the tablet in the shade here, so I'm just in the middle of my workout right now. I have not quite done half of it, but I wanted to stop and do a quick video while I was thinking about my dairy detox. And I will note, apart from the weight loss, the benefits of eliminating dairy that I saw personally was I noticed my skin's clearer, and I just felt a little bit cleaner overall, less bloating, less like, I was more regular and consuming more fiber and more fruits and vegetables and whole grains. But nowadays we have the keto fascination and the low carb fascination, and a lot of people are incorporating more dairy into their diet in the form of milk, cream, butter, in the form of cheeses, especially people that are doing low carb, Atkins diet, keto, etc. And so I think the problem with dairy is that studies have clearly shown that dairy and meat both, but especially dairy more so than anything, creates more mucus in the body. And so if you're someone that has any kind of health conditions at all, that's going to aggravate. So like inflammation, the dairy causes inflammation, the inflammation causes mucus. And so I think it's really interesting how that works. But like I always say, everybody's body is different. So some people are going to have no reaction to dairy. Some people, their body's going to do well with it. And some people, you might be like me and be just a little bit lactose intolerant, and then other people cannot consume it at all. So with that being said, I noticed a reduction in mucus levels because I tend to get bronchitis easily, upper respiratory infections, etc. And so anytime you get sick, or if you're someone that has asthma, emphysema, COPD, chronic lung disease, whatever it may be, I think a dairy-free diet would be really beneficial because it helps to reduce the mucus, and it helps to eliminate so much mucus in the body. And we can't always see that through our respiratory system. It manifests itself differently for everyone, but I think that going dairy-free, at least for a little while, to try and experiment and see what happens with your body is a really great idea. So yeah, I'm hoping for the best, and working out, getting my muscles. So yeah, my goal is I'm hoping to lose at least 8 or 9 pounds. If I can get 10 to 12, that'd be great. But for now, my goal is pretty simple, and I'll start with about 8 pounds and hopefully go down from there. So we'll see what happens, but I love you guys, and this is kind of my before, so we'll see what happens. And I'm a little stocky, like I've said before. I'm a little bit stockier than the average, but I like that. I like being a little bit stocky because it's unique and I love it. So yeah, dairy detox, good idea, something you might want to look at trying out, and definitely let me know how it goes. Thanks for watching.